Hey, welcome to the Sons of Vinyl show, the only show on the planet that will make your fucking ears bleed. My name is Phil Boyer, and the guy sitting next to me in the abyss of darkness is Lucifer himself. No, it's Mr. Mike Svensson. Mike, how's it going down there in the darkness?
Oh, it's dark, all right. Jesus, November. My God, in
Mhm.
Sweden, Jesus Christ, that
I tell
that's
you, like here, we didn't even have I feel like we didn't even have an autumn
oh
here. It went from like 70 degrees, and then like 2 days later, we had like an inch of snow on the ground.
oh my God,
And it's since melted away, but it been in like the 40s and 50s, but still, man,
yeah,
it's like there's no fall here. It just went to like
Jesus,
right to winter, man.
oh my God. We're
So
still in our 50s and well between 50 and 55 at the moment, so it's pretty good, but still, we got autumn. I mean, all the leaves change colors and so forth. So
mhm.
and just a couple of weeks ago we were in our like 70s. So it's
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, the
Things
weather's
are
nuts.
yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
we got the leaves changing too. We got all the leaves on the ground and everything. And it's not like the one year like in 2008 when we were filming our short film, horror film, and we were about to go out and film, and it had been snowing. It started snowing in early morning. And this is like late September. This is like the 28th, 30th, somewhere right in there, right?
My God.
And we ended up getting something in the neighborhood of like 5 inches, 6 inches of snow.
Oh,
Well, the thing is, all the leaves are still on the trees at that point, and it was
yeah.
just all the wet snow and the weight of the leaves. So
Yeah.
we had all these branches falling down, cutting power, all this
My
stuff. And
God.
we were going to film at the park, which is right around the corner from us. And it's like a bunch of trees. So we couldn't film that day because it was too dangerous because of the trees. I mean, there were like big oak trees that are falling across streets and
My
stuff. It was
God.
insane. It was
Jesus.
insane. But yeah, so it wasn't like that, thankfully, but this year. But anyway, enough about the weather. Are you ready for
Yeah.
this record?
Oh, am I ready? Damn. I wonder if I've been this much ready for anything. I don't know. Maybe it was some Kiss stuff that we did, but I don't know. This is, I mean, let it rip, man.
Let it rip. Metallica, Ride the Lightnings. And if you're watching the video, we can clearly see that. It's awesome. It's what do you say about it? I think there we go. The good old album
Backside,
cover.
you see,
Yes. It's a
gotta
beautiful
have it
thing.
on vinyl. Gotta
Yes.
have it on
On vinyl.
vinyl, right there. Look at those
Track one. Oh,
pretty
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
faces. Look at the pretty faces. Those young kids. My God. There you go,
Yeah, they
James
were young back
with
then, man.
pimples.
And now they're all old and
Yeah.
cranky like
Oh,
us. And
oh my God. I mean, this album, first of all, I mean, this is the first album with Metallica that I heard back to back. I think it's also the first album that I bought with my own money. It's a little bit hazy. It could have been Monster Puppets because back in those days I didn't have enough money, so I recorded them on cassette tapes from friends. But I think it was actually Ride Lightning that was my first Metallica album. I heard some stuff from Kill 'Em All, but I at that point I didn't know that was Metallica. So I remember I'm going to my friend's house, and he's sort of like sneaky with an album, trying to hide it. And so I got a new album. Sit down and listen to this. And I remember, I mean, to this day, I heard the opening track, the acoustic guitar for Fight Fire with Fire, and I'm thinking, oh, this is this is not too bad. It's because I'm into Kiss and I'm into White Snake and Maiden and Def Leppard and whatnot. And all of a sudden, this acoustic guitar, and think, oh, it's harmony, man. It's kind of cool and so forth. And then all of a sudden, pure fucking mayhem. I mean, it's nuts. To this day, I'm I, I'm leaning back because we're sitting in front of his speakers in his room that in his parents' house, and we're sitting there, and he just cranked it when the guitars came in, and I it was like I mean, pure energy. It scared the shit out of me at first, but then I mean, there is something about that's the same experience that I had with Kiss, and I really didn't think that I was going to experience that all over again, but it was like that, and it's sort of like it frightened me at first, but then sort of like titillating. I mean, it's you had to go back, you had to oh, can I record this on cassette tape? And I had to have it with me in my Walkman, and it's fucking insane. Fight fire with fire, man.
Mhm.
What's your take on this?
You know, because my first experience with Metallica was with Kill 'Em All.
Mhm.
So I popped this on and I'm like, okay, this is a bit different. This is a bit different than the last record. What are they trying to do with this? It's kind of mellow. It's like, okay. And I guess, you know, looking back now, I guess that they were foreshadowing the Black Album a little bit, like, hey,
Okay.
but then like you said, the guitars kick in, it gets heavy, and I'm in some ways that was even heavier than Kill 'Em All.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of songs on this record that it's got a little bit of a different sound to it than Kill 'Em All did. The guitars seem like they got a different tone or something to them, but in a lot of ways, this was a little heavier than Kill 'Em All, and I was quite surprised and pleased. Um, Not crazy about the vocals on this one though. I don't know. I just don't like the way it's sung, and but everything else, the music behind it's really good.
Yeah. So are you one of those guys that wish that it was like only the first demo, no Life to Letter, and everything is a sellout? No? Because I
I actually
mean,
think Kill 'Em All is a the songs are better
yeah,
than the No Life Till Leather versions. Those are cool to listen to because they're the demos, but
yeah,
the Kill 'Em All release was way better produced and played and all that.
yeah. But comparison to Ride Lightning and Master of Puppets, do you wish that they didn't develop themselves?
No, not at all.
No. Oh,
Well,
cool.
for Black I've made my feelings known about the Black Album
Yeah,
and
yeah.
beyond.
I mean, you
So,
mentioned
yes,
it, so
the first 4 records for me, that's Metallica. Everything beyond that,
yeah.
they evolved too much into
But you
something
but you
that
all but you said on this album they are already foreshadowing what's to come. I mean, with the
well,
Black
that was
Album.
more or less a joke. I mean, with the
Oh, okay.
just that was just because it's mellow and stuff.
Ah,
That was just a
okay,
goof.
okay.
That was
All
no.
right.
No, no, no.
I'm getting scared, man.
No, no, no. That was just a joke.
I had a scare a couple of years ago. If people out there are still listening, so go back and check out the episode we did on the Black Album. I nearly shit my pants. So much hate, so much
Yes, I hate that
hatred.
fucking record. Hate that fucking record.
Oh my god. Second track, Ride Lightning. Just to keep things moving. What do you think?
Yes. I like the rumbling in the beginning of
Mhm.
this one,
Yeah.
you know, how the rumbling goes
Oh, yeah.
from Fight Fire with Fire into Ride to Lightning, and then you got this riff that kicks in, and it's just so epic. I
Yeah.
mean, and then the rhythm, and it's like, "Oh, fucking hell. This is the music on this one is better than the first song." And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, it's just keeps going, and I'm listening to this to prepare for the show, and I'm like, "You know what? I don't know if Metallica technically invented thrash, but this song definitely defines
Oh, yeah.
thrash metal right
I
here."
think I mean, it's we're going to go through this even more as we move along with all the other songs, but it's like it's something that you hadn't heard before. I mean, the heaviness and James's vocal and the lyrics, man.
Yeah.
Fuck me, the lyrics, they're
Yeah, about this
amazing.
guy sitting in the electric chair about to
Yeah,
be fried and all the stuff that's going through his head, and you're like,
yeah,
"Holy shit." You wouldn't
yeah.
expect lyrics like that
No,
from a
no,
metal band like this, from a thrash
no.
metal band. Maiden, yes.
Yeah.
Metallica, no.
No, and Dio, I thought about Dio with all the dragons and swords and all that stuff, but this is like it speaks to you. It's like in
Mhm.
your face. He's describing a real things. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah,
it's sort of like holy shit, what the fuck.
yeah,
So, but I just love this song too. I mean, the pounding drums in the intro, and like you said, the noisy start and how it breaks into the Evanescent James vocals. Man, oh man, it's a great
yeah.
song.
Yeah, the 2.5 minute mark where it slows down a little bit right before the solo,
Oh yeah,
and then, it reminds me of what electricity would sound like as it's
yeah,
going through someone's nervous
yeah.
system, and just,
Oh
like,
man,
it's so chaotic,
yeah.
It's just this heavy chaos that's just, like, pounding you. It just I don't know, man. It
It's
was yeah,
crazy.
it's a great song. Great
It is.
song.
It is. All right, next track for whom the bell tolls.
Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, dun, dun.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-bow. And
One of my favorite songs ever
oh,
from Metallica. I
for me
mean,
too. Yes.
fuck, this is just the first couple of minutes or so is just so epic. This long intro, it's just so heavy and it's just so
Oh, yeah.
melodic and just so
And
oh god,
that's
I
the
don't know, man.
first time I heard a bass player using a wah-wah pedal. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, for like guitar players do. I mean, it's Cliff's going nuts on the wah pedal for the intro. I mean, it's in fucking insane.
Mhm.
I've seen some shows that he did in the early '80s when Red Lightning just came out, and it's sort of like he plays the bass guitar like it's a freaking guitar, man. It's insane. I mean, how he does with his fingers and he plays with the fingers, not with a pick, but it's insane. My
Mhm.
God.
Yeah.
I just love this song for so many reasons. It's been with me. It's my all-time favorite song with them. Nothing like you ever heard before. Love the lyrics. Also, a thing that James took from Hemingway story. I think it was on about the Spanish War or something like that. And it describes how people are in general when it comes to war, like he did with Red Lightning. He describes person. It's right there in your face, the feelings that you get from people around. It's nuts.
Mhm.
It's such a great song.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, I
God.
love the bells both in the beginning and at the
Oh
end.
yeah.
It just ties it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of chaos in the end. I'm gonna use that word a lot, chaos, for
Yeah.
this
Oh yeah.
record, but, too bad Dave didn't learn anything in his time in Metallica, and he
Yeah.
could have maybe played chaos a little better than he does
Yeah.
these days, but you never know.
No, it. I mean, well, I
We
don't know.
won't go there.
Yeah, no. And it's nuts. And I just love hearing For Whom the Bell Tolls live also. It's something else,
See, I
man.
don't like the live version.
Oh, you don't? Oh my
No, it
god.
sounds they do something to it, and I don't it's just not quite the
Oh.
same. It's one of the few Metallica songs that I don't like live.
Oh, I just love it. I just love when they start. I mean, back in the day when they started out and you got Cliff some space just in the beginning, and he just let it fucking rip. I mean, Jesus Christ, that dude was a musical genius.
He
Fuck
was
me.
he was the Jimi Hendrix of bass, really.
Yes,
Is
yes, there
that's
you go. Oh shit, I'm gonna steal that. That's great. He was the Jimi Hendrix of bass. Yes, he was.
Nobody Steve Harris is good, but
Oh yeah.
nobody did what Cliff did.
No, no, no. With the harmonies and whatnot. I mean, he could play the piano also. He did
Mhm,
a lot of harmony, and he taught both James and Kirk about harmonies and bringing it into the music and so forth. And on this album, you can really hear it.
mhm.
It's so good.
This album, you're asking me if I was one of the purists with Kill 'Em All. Kill 'Em All's a great record.
Mhm.
It's a heavy record. This is more, and as we get into the next song, Fade to Black, this is a more orchestral record,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. It's so,
Yes.
as you were saying, there's a lot more harmony, melody, there's a lot of stuff going on. I use the word chaos, but it's
Mm.
organized chaos. It's this well orchestrated piece of music that they're putting together with this album.
Yeah.
And you look at like Fade to Black, this is an orchestral piece.
Mm. It
This
is.
this this isn't just a regular song, and even we'll skip forward just for a second to the final track, Call of Cthulhu. That's just not that's just not an instrumental. That's something completely different. And
Yeah.
I think when you talk about Cliff's involvement in the writing and in putting these songs together, I think that's why Metallica never recovered after his death, because Metallica was never gonna be the same again. It couldn't.
No. No. No, of
When
course
you
not.
when you
Of
when
course
you
not.
lose that kind of talent,
Yeah,
it's like,
it's hard.
no, you can't.
No, no. But it's wouldn't you agree that it's completely insane on your second album that you release, you tend to go, I mean, off a bit from, like, the thrash thing, and then you get all the instrumental parts and whatnot, orchestral things, and it's dawning on you, this is, like, released in 1984, and I think that Metallica was ahead of the time with their music. I mean, especially on from Ride Lightning to Master of Puppets and so forth. I mean, it's insanely developed, if you know what I mean. It's not thrash in a can like Slayer. It's you play fast and it's all blood and guts and then it's over. I mean, Metallica was like you said, it's orchestral. You got that thing going on where you work with the harmonies and whatnot, and it's still heavy as fuck, which I
Mhm.
think is great.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, um, some of the like Fade to Black, right?
Mm,
It's very orchestral. I
yeah.
mean, if you've ever heard an orchestra cover it, I mean, you can tell it probably didn't take a lot of work to translate that into an orchestra piece
No,
because
no.
it was already 90%
Yeah,
there,
yeah, 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 yeah.
right? But it's still heavy.
Oh yeah,
I
oh
mean,
yeah,
there's this, you know, the 2-minute mark, it gets heavy, and
yeah.
it's like, "Holy mother of God, where did this come from?"
I
Right?
know, right?
And it's just and then it kinda just slows back down and goes into the next verse,
Yeah,
and then, I don't know, part of me is like, "Is this a ballad? Could you consider this a ballad and by Metallica standards?" But, I mean, this is how ballads should be, in my
yeah.
opinion.
And then you listen to the lyrics, which is about suicide, and then you go, "Oh my god, this dude can describe things like in a eerie way." But it's still it speaks to you in a certain way, which is it's crazy. I
Mhm.
mean, I never heard anything like this, and I probably never will. But it's I mean, I come close a couple of times, but I don't know. Metallica's Ride Lightning, man, oh man,
Yeah, the 4-minute mark on here when it gets heavy and that the guitar riff in that kinda reminds me of a violin, again, going back to that orchestra, and
yeah,
I love violin. It's one of my favorite, next to the guitar, it's one of my favorite strings instruments. I
mhm,
just I love it. Um, I just want to make a shout out to all those that lived in LA during 19 in the 80s who remember KNAC. And when KNAC went away, the only metal station in LA, if you can believe that, there was only one, and this thing died. They took it away. This was the final song that they played ever.
Oh my God.
They left the world with Fade to
Fade to
Black.
Oh my God.
It was an epic way to go out.
Yeah, yeah, I
Whoever
was
the
just
program
thinking about it.
director was that made that decision was a genius because it was the
Jesus.
perfect song to go out on. And
Yeah,
yes, and then we had nothing.
yeah,
We had no metal in LA. I mean, that
just
just
black.
blows my mind, man, that a place like LA had no in like the late 80s, no metal station.
Jesus.
Mhm.
My God. Yeah.
There you
Land
go.
of the free, home of the brave. All right. Next song, Trapped Under Ice. I'm trapped under ice.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. Okay.
Something about it, can't put my finger on it.
Mhm.
Something about it annoys me, and I can talk. Something about it annoys me.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is. I mean, it's not that it's a bad song. I mean, I'm not gonna go out on my way to skip the song or anything like that. Um, I don't know, but I do love the riff at the 2-minute mark,
Mhm.
and I think Metal Church stole that. And, what's the song? "The Spell Can't Be Broken"? I feel
Okay.
like that riff towards the end of that song is very similar to that in here in Trapped Under Ice.
Yeah.
So, I could
Yeah.
be wrong, but
Well, I dig it. I mean, we're back in business with like thrash. It reminds me of some of the songs that could easily have been on Kill 'Em All. Just love the power of the song, the crunchy guitar riffs. Of course, not a huge favorite, but it's still there, pounding drums and so forth. And I just love how Metallica just brought in everything up, and when they wrote songs, I mean, you could do For Whom the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black, and all of a sudden you got the song like Trapped Under Ice, and the tempo changes and so forth. I mean, they got a unique style, and there is a somewhat finesse to everything they do, and it's I wouldn't it's like you say, I don't skip it. It's not a favorite, but it's supposed to be in the mix, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
If you took it out, something was going to be missed. So I dig it. Trapped Under Ice.
Okay. Escape,
Yeah,
track
Escape.
6.
Mm. Well, um, maybe I'll go with I Steal Your Lines, not a favorite. So, but it's not.
I'd like to escape from it as well. Yeah.
Oh, oh
Yeah,
my god.
it's the chorus, it's, like, whiny,
Yeah.
I just I don't know, man. It's like, are you a thrash band or are you some whiny little bitch? Again,
Oh my
maybe
god.
it's left over from the Dave Mustaine days, I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be because it kinda sounds like a whiny bitch Megadeth song, kind of,
I
but
wouldn't go that far, but it's not one of the strongest songs on the album, but still think it got something. I mean, I like the lyrics and James singing on it, and some of the crunchy guitars, but nah, I'm with you to a certain extent, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so we're escaping from this
we're
one.
escaping from
Oh,
this one into the
I
next one.
into the next one,
Yes.
Creeping Death.
Yes. I mean, it's fucking creeping death.
It
What do you
is.
say? Like, it's
I don't
we all
know.
know and love this song.
Yeah.
Again, live, fucking
Yes.
hell, this one
Oh,
is
yeah.
fucking epic live,
Yeah.
man.
And
It's
I mean, me in Texas, my son, we're up in Gothenburg last summer, and no, it was actually this summer, for crying out loud, June. And we're because they're doing two completely different sets. They played like two nights in Gothenburg. So, and if you went to both of them, you got like somewhere around like 35 different songs if you want. So we only had enough money to go to one of them because it wasn't cheap. I'll tell you that. But we wished for a couple of songs. We wished for Creeping Death, Monster Puppets. Um, I was wishing for some of the more obscure songs from Monster Puppets, and I think we Seek and Destroy also, and lo and behold, Creeping Death was the opening song. So we were both, oh man, this is off to a good start. So
Yeah.
and for me, this song, I'm being a history buff. I always love the lyrics to this song. It's about Moses and the 10 plagues of Egypt. And from the crushing intro to the heavy guitars and drums, I mean, sort of like I think when I hear the song is it's sort of like a battle cry for James when he sings it. It's so powerful. It's a freaking masterpiece. It's
Mhm.
such a great song. Also, one of my all-time favorite Metallica songs.
Yeah, yeah, it's, the solo is magical in this. I
Yes.
just
Oh
love the
yeah.
solo, and the part right after the solo, it's just
Yeah.
like fucking hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
It's game over.
it's awesome, and then
Yeah,
you
it
get
is.
to the "Die, die,
Die,
die,"
die,
especially live, man, when they do that, it just die, and the
buy my
crowd's
hand.
chanting,
I
"Die."
creep across the land,
Yeah, oh god,
killing
it's
firstborn man. Oh my
just
god.
it's fucking great.
Jesus.
It's
It
yeah,
is.
it's an iconic song, well deserved,
Oh
in
yeah.
my opinion, and yes, and I was thinking this would actually be a great song to close the record out,
Oh. Yeah.
right? The way it ends, the way
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
was just it's this epic song, just, "Okay, we're done," but no,
No.
they fade this bitch into Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah. And I don't know what to say. I mean, what we talked about this closing songs uh on albums that we did track by track or we just mentioned on the show or whatever. And time again we talked about, dudes, what the hell? Why are you closing with a song like this and like that and whatnot? And both you and I want bands to go out with a bang. And how typical is that Metallica ends with an instrumental song? I mean, I mean, it's so nuts to think about it, and it's I don't know. I mean, how many minutes is like
It's
7
like
or 8 minutes?
almost 9 minutes, I think it
9
is.
minutes long, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know.
And it's like, "Okay, no, you guys made the right choice. This was a good way to close the record."
Yeah, it is.
It's a bold choice,
It's a
but
bold choice, man.
to do an instrumental, but
Yeah,
it's again, like I mentioned earlier, this is an orchestral piece.
yeah, it
This
is.
isn't your run-of-the-mill average instrumental song.
No,
It's it's not like them jamming, it's not like whatever.
no,
This is just a beautiful piece of music.
it is.
It
I
really
mean
is, and
I
it's
mean, just the ending, pow, 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 pow,
boom,
and
boom.
then fucking hell, and then they go again. Bow, 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 down, down. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, there's
Uh,
just so many layers and pieces to this song, and it's just
yeah,
like, is it really just these guys playing this? Like, it's kinda like this one and, like, Fade to Black and some of these songs you're listening to just going, "Is it really just these 4 guys? Is it
yeah,
really just them doing
yeah,
this?"
it's crazy. And I was fortunate enough to get to see this song live because Metallica in 2017 they're coming to Copenhagen to open up a new arena called the Royal Arena. So it was 4 sold out shows if I remember it correctly, and this was in February, and it was really cold outside. And James, of course, he got a cold, and had to stay in bed, and they had to cancel one of the shows and had to come back later and redo that one. So I was pretty scared because I had tickets for the show a couple of days later, and they went ahead with this show, but James told us, well, I'm not back 100%, but I promise you to do everything that I can to 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 give you a great experience. And to my knowledge, Call of Cthulhu wasn't in the set list, but since James had to rest his voice, they threw that one in, and my God, am I happy that they did. Jesus. And
Yeah.
I tell you, it's just 4 people on stage doing this. It is insane. Insane.
Yeah. Like how? How does
Yeah,
this happen? How does
I
this
don't.
work? I mean, the latest trend right now is, all these guys using backing tracks and backing
Oh, yeah.
vocals and stuff. It's like you want to look at Metallica and go, you guys have to be doing that for some of these songs.
Yeah.
But part of me wouldn't care. I mean, for me, I'm about the experience and the music, and we love these songs. And if the experience is going to be shit live because they can't do it live, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
Yeah.
it. But I'm not okay with backing tracks to replace, like they were saying, like Nikki Six can't play, so all his stuff live was actually all fake
Oh,
and backing. I don't know the truth to that or not, but that I'm not okay with. But to enhance what's already there,
yeah.
I'm okay with that. I mean, you got echoes on vocals, I
Sure.
mean, that's just an enhancement. I see nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, maybe I'm alone in that. Maybe people want to see live, it's more raw. I kind of want the full experience.
Yeah. And then you get this,
Mhm.
and there's no turning back.
There is no turning back. Metallica always puts on a great show,
They do.
and
They do.
my daughter texted a couple days ago and said that she's going to be in town in December for the um, ski place up to just the north of us. They're going to try to break the world's record for the amount of people skiing at one time.
Oh.
And she asked if we wanted to go. I'm like, no, I like my arms and legs intact. Thank you very much. I'm too old to be skiing. I've never skied before. I'm good. It's like, okay, well, you won't be a world record holder then. I'm like, sorry, I am. Greatest, biggest food fight during Metallica's show in the Monsters of Rock, where they had to stop the show because it just got so fucking crazy.
Oh my
People
god.
were throwing food, they were up, and it was just so
Jesus.
crazy that
When was
Metallica had to
this?
stop. It was 89,
Oh my
88,
god.
89,
Jesus.
I think
What,
it
in
was at the
LA?
LA Coliseum, yeah.
Oh,
It was
okay.
it was fucking awesome, man. I mean, that was
Gee.
that whole concert was just epic. But, you got Metallica coming on and just this food fight happens, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna stop. If you guys don't settle down, we're gonna have to stop the show, and everything's canceled." And so finally everybody settled down, and then they came back on stage and finished their set. But it was fucking crazy, man.
My
So
god.
much fun. So much fun.
So much
It's what
fun.
it's all about, man.
Yes. So,
Metallica, Ride the Lightning,
yes.
bitches.
Yeah. There we go. Go listen to it on
Final thoughts.
fucking vinyl record. Go listen to it fucking right now, man. Buy it. Holding it upside down, almost like this. Final thoughts, 10 out of 10. One of the best thrash metal, Metallica albums, heavy metal albums, whatever you want to call it, of all time, in my opinion.
It's pretty much not word for word, but what I have written down here in my notes. Same thing. even
Yes.
even with those two songs that I don't like, it's still this album defines thrash.
Yeah,
It's just I don't think there's ever been a better thrash album, and I include Kill 'Em All and Master of Puppets in that too. By anything from Exodus, Slayer, I think this album is one of the best thrash records ever made.
yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
And you know what? I kind of know a place where you can buy this record, I'm guessing.
Oh,
It's just
yes.
the official Sons on Vinyl record store.
Yes. There we go.
Mhm.
Come check it out. We
There
got
you
some
go.
more Metallica. Maybe we got the Black Album for Phil.
Yes. Yes. Maybe you could give the Phil discount on the Black Album and actually charge $10 more so people won't have to subject themselves to listening to it.
Oh my god. And we got
Uh,
some Metallica merch. We got some T-shirts from
yeah,
Metallica. So come check
yeah,
us out.
yes.
Sounds on Vinyl Record Store in Malmö, Sweden. Krusegatan 23. There we go.
Mhm. That's
Make
why I
it
let Mike
happen.
do the Swedish because
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can't do
You
it.
try to do it.
No way.
No way.
Nope. Mm-mm. No, no, I'll
No.
save that for you. I'll
All right.
we'll continue my Swedish lessons offline.
Offline.
Thank you very much.
All right.
All
Okay,
right.
coolers.
And with that,
Yes.
we'll see you guys next time. And we're going to have an announcement next
Oh,
time.
yeah.
So
Yes.
don't miss it.
Stay tuned.
Toodles.
Later.